Good afternoon, friends. This is my 68th video. In continuation to all my earlier videos, past 6 months I had been slightly busy with my research. I had been digging into various laws of the cantonments from the Supreme Court Library, and I managed to lay hands on some amazing judgments from 1850. The basic judgment of Robinson Carey versus the Secretary of State 1865, which is even mentioned in the Cantonment Law book of Vinay Maitra. I managed to lay hands on it, and even further on I managed to do. But today my topic is not this. My topic is what has actually happened in the past. What are we bungalow owners, residents of these 57 cantonments doing? Unfortunately, last I made a video was on an S.K. Bose committee, then on the Cantonment Act 2021, and then CLA rules being amended. So practically after 2015, we are left in a lurch. There is nobody who's listening to us. The new association which came up with people like Sandys and Paddies around, and all the journals are conniving into themselves as senior officers coming as members. We had some legal team of the present regimes. What are we doing? Last I met the MOS and the late defense minister. Since then, nothing. I even had a meeting with Mr. S.K. Bose with one of my late bungalow owners who was an IAS and a chief secretary of a state. The simply answer given to me in that meeting was, Mr. Das, this is not on our agenda. So what did the S.K. Bose committee and what are these people trying to do who have been becoming our representatives with the defense ministry? Are we just looking for photoshops? I am actually annoyed. In the last 1 year, things have gone awry. We have converted ourselves to the hierarchy of begging. I remember the one good thing what I could sense, that the government had to define and make a new definition of its B3 land in the CLA rules. Why? Because I had raked up these issues of the 3 presidencies. Unfortunately, people from Madras presidencies, namely the Secunderabad cantonment people, they are living in a hype of a notion, I would use the word. They are living in the reform period of that Nizam never gave grants to the Britishers. When actually the administration transferred to the hands of the Britishers from Nizam, it was the British laws which were doing things, not the Nizam laws which were doing anything after. So today I am actually really disturbed. People from Agra or people from the central Awadh Bharat, which was surprisingly, at one time these people used to tell me that, Mr. Das, we can only have a political solution. When I was raising the issue of why not let us have a public interest litigation in Supreme Court, which I actually filed through Mr. Advocate Prashant Bhushan in 2014, if I am not wrong. Nothing came out because you have to follow up the case, and for that you need money. The collection of money was going down in the association because I was not giving myself that much of interest in the donation of the association or garnering the money, because people were saying, why is Mr. Das asking for money? Now I just heard from somebody that now the present regime association is also asking for a 1 crore CR value that they will be spending on the court case. Why? I would only simply tell you one thing and ask this question to the present regime of association. In the constitutional bench, you cannot seek ownership. You have to go through the lower courts. So now today, I'm slightly annoyed that the entire hard work, the entire representation which we had made put forward to the Director General Lands, to the Ministry of Defence, that there is an abundance of law in our hand, that we people can save our neck from this ostrich doing of the courts of presuming us to be an old grant and being resumed under Regulation 3. So let's go back gradually that what has happened from 2000 to 2021, 20 years. Or maybe further we go back from 1985 to 2000. Or we can even take a further phase from 1965 to 1985. Or from independence to 1965. Why am I putting these cut dates? Because from 47 to 65, when 61 war had, there were all rules and regulations laid by the British only happening. After the constitution, the things started changing. So 61 war made a huge tide in the Ministry of Defence. The word resumption used in the GGO 179 was started being used by the Indian administration. From 65 to 1985, there were more than about 900 resumption notices issued, which includes the resumption notice of Paddy and Sandys. And further on, many people, from doctors to satsang bhavans to mandirs, and to various properties from Pune to Fatehgarh to schools being run in properties have been resumed, but they are till date hanging on the hierarchy of the court dysfunctionality. So, what actually has happened? Since 1919, when the first Association of All India Bungalow Owners or the Cantonment Association came up, it was given a legal representation in the making of the 1924 Cantonment Act, which I shared in one of my videos earlier. So the Britishers were willing to take us on board. But why isn't the present regime willing to take the present or any association on regime? Let's say we have 57 associations in these cantonments. Every cantonment has an association. Why can't these all cantonments come under one umbrella of an association called the All India? Why do we need to have an independent All India association? I tried to do this kind of a reform. I created a clause in my association charter which said all local chapters will be members. I could not garner 12 local chapters also. And then they're not willing to pay their dues. How will an association run? Honestly, if you ask me, ever since the Britishers went, and ever since these bungalow owners from 1985 came, the cut date which I gave earlier, I call these new regimed bungalow owners who become illegal occupants or whose permissions to sales have not come. These bungalow owners actually strived on a formula which the Britishers used to divide and rule. There is a divide in the association. There is a divide in residents of cantonments. We do not want to talk to our neighbor. We do not want to be honest to each other. Why? It's a simple reason. Because these bungalow owners, I'm sorry, once again I'm addressing all owners after 1985. They actually are not aware of the cantonment laws because their first very initial sept was on a GP or on an illegal sale. So they were very hesitant to keep their decorum or to keep their esteem in front of the IDS officers. And what the earlier pre-1985 owners were from 1947 or maybe from 1920, or there could be a bungalow owner like are now late. I pay my respect to late Colonel Jalnawala from 1865 in Ahmednagar. So the question is this, what actually took us down? Why are residents not respected in the DOs and COs offices? It's a simple reason, because we people have become beggars. We are not willing to read our laws. We are not willing to maintain that dignity what a bungalow owner or a resident of the cantonment was given by the Britishers. Just imagine, just go into an Hallow Nation and feel yourself. Where there used to be a saying where dogs and Indians are not allowed, we Indians were actually residing within these cantonments. Isn't this a feather in your cap? But unfortunately, I remember those days when my father used to meet various presidents along with Mr. Gupta from Jhansi, then Mr. PT from Pune, then I think Mr. Vinod from Allahabad or somebody. I think he was the son or grandson of Purushottam Das Tandon. So these people tried to rake up the issues that the cantonment should be more liberalized. And finally, we were given a local self-government under the constitution when it was amended during the Congress regime, that all municipalities would be affected under the local self-government. And where is this word written? It is written in Rule 4 of the Cantonment Act. So things have changed to such an extent. I remember when I was incarnating this association in 2005, if I'm not wrong, or 9, I think, the DO then of Ambala, or maybe the CO, you know what he quoted me when he was taking possession of a bungalow under PP Act? He says, Ronnie ji, there is a defined job given to the class 4 employees or the sweepers or the jamadars of the cantonment, that they are supposed to come back in the morning after their duty and tell or give a note in the register that what has been happening in the locality of their area which is assigned to them. Whether any construction is going on or whether any new tenant has come in, or the kind of a kind of an intelligence report used to come back. Any tenant change or any construction, any question could be related to cantonment. And that same DO, do you know what he tells me today? That Ronnie ji, we do not need class 4 employees for this. Nowadays your neighbor is doing all this job. Just look at the travesty. Look at the plight of us. And then we laugh it out on associations and debacles of others. His bungalow has been resumed. He's been issued a PP Act notice. Believe me or not, you are also an old grant, whether you are in Sikandrabad or whether you are in Amritsar or whether you are in Barrackpur cantonment. Your GLR says that you are B3 land governed and managed by the Government of India. So we don't need to laugh on each other. Question is this, friends, when Major Chauhan started this research, why did he not share his books with people like, not to be named again, in Ambala? The reason he didn't trust them. The reason he knew things will not go forward. Even senior colonels and brigadiers were part of his discussions during those days in 2000. But when it happened with me in 2003, I said that Major Chauhan's hard work should be chronologically made, and let's take it to the next level. Let's try and fight it out. Let's really read these in a planned manner. And let's get this in the world of computers. I in 2005 was not even aware of computers. I started learning computers. So, what made the difference there? The difference which mainly made was that Major Chauhan started trusting my hard work. He started respecting me, and I know how I got those books from him. It was really tiring to get those books. My friends, my association president and other people, they have been backstabbing me at every stage. I don't know why they do all this. They forget the motto of the doing. They are only working for themselves. Till they are able to save their bungalow, they want to share information with you. Till they are able to garner some information from you because they need it for their bungalow, they will talk to you. Otherwise, they are not interested to talk to you. How many people in today's present association have called up more than 2,000 telephone numbers, which I have called in 2003, 4, 5, 6. I remember in 2012 when I was doing the convention, I must have made phonetically 8,000 calls. I don't know how much of mails. My All India Cantonment Bungalow Owners mail is getting filled. I have consumed the free GB given to me. Why? Because I have been sharing everything with you. So why? Why am I saying this? Because I am somewhere disturbed. I am disturbed that what we actually created from 2011, 10, 12, and 13 that the ministry and the system in the DG's land office started knowing that yes, these people have documents and they can fight it out with us. But today things have gone bad. I was just told that again we need an assimilation of about 1 crore rupees to file a bill in Supreme Court, in which there were various data given, and somebody shared it with me from Pune and from Belgaum. Why? Why do we want to do all this? What have we got? We've got nothing. So we need to wake up ourselves, get to know, instead of becoming leaders, let's share this knowledge. Let us actually come up and have debates on this knowledge. But people will never come forward for debates. Why? Because they want to save their skins. There is a simple saying which came up in 2012 that why Mr. Das's bungalow was ransacked by the army. Because Mr. Das was trying to teach people. So anybody who becomes a face would be victimized by the Ministry of Defence or by the DG lands. So friends, now the present regime, everybody is a bungalow owner, everybody is a resident. So what do you expect from them? Again, coming back to me, I am saying today I have swimmed my depth. Whatever the army wanted to do, whatever the DG land wanted to do, whatever the court wanted to do, they have done. I have been given a 0 today. But from 0 last 11 years, I have not let my bungalow be touched by the army. I have a double stay on it. So question is this, we are not looking for who's to be fought and who's not to be fought. We have to see what do we need. So let's try and find a solution to this. A pill will not be a solution. Climbing down to money, making money is no solution. So from 2000, I would actually say, unfortunately or fortunately, when this team of people went to Sushma Swaraj when the making of 2006, we got nothing. The minute after 2015-16, when I went for my law, committees like SK Bose came up, CLA rules came up, 2006 Act is being amended. So what is being done? Aren't we an omen to ourselves? When do we get up? You know, some people sitting in a cantonment called Jhansi would call me up and say, Mr. Das, the new CLA rules is an amazing thing which is being made. They don't realize on an admission we are being screwed. Somebody from Belgaum says, I am going to file a bill that why is the STR rate arbitrarily increased or decreased. Again, there is an admission under the law that yes, you admit to STR. So please, don't try and do all this. We need to do something better. Now I would say the last thing in this speech. We are old grant with revenue free rights, never converted into new grants by the British. Either if we were a grant of prior 1765 or after 1790 or in between or in 1828 or 1812 till last 1859 our grants were regularized. Friends, please, I with folded hands would say, wake up and know your rights. Thank you. Good day.